What's good everyone? Welcome back to another episode of NFT 101 Tips. In this video, I'll be going through what are nodes exactly on Ethereum and how it will help you in your NFT journey. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'll try to keep this episode short and sweet, although whenever I say that, my video gets at least 10 minutes long. But nevertheless, I will try. And just to begin, what are nodes exactly and what's Ethereum made of? So Ethereum is a distributed network of computers running software, so they are known as nodes, that can verify blocks and transaction data. You need an application known as a client on your computer to run a node. So what are nodes exactly? Nodes refer to this running piece of client software. That's roughly all you need to know. And moving on, this is the most important thing you need to take away from this video, and this pictorial basically represents how transactions of the ETH mainnet are processed. And this pictorial is not made by me, it's by a JazzCube's team on Discord. They basically made their own hyper node, their own private node, and so they actually just created this pictorial to help the public understand how transactions are actually processed and how different private nodes can help to improve your transactions. Okay, so just to begin, whenever we submit a transaction, it has to go through a node to the mempool. So 95% of us, if we do not change any settings, will use the ETH mainnet public node. Okay, so during this stage, whenever we submit a transaction, you'll go through the node into the mempool area, which is the waiting area, inverted commas. Okay, and this is where in your MetaMask you display as pending transaction. And during this whole stage, okay, so this time taken is basically how fast your transaction reaches the mempool. So less congestion over here equals to increased speed and reliability. And this is where a node or a private node can help. So whenever you use a private node, it's definitely way faster than using a public node where everyone uses the same ETH mainnet public node. This is where a private node can help significantly to improve your transaction speed, and this is what I'll be talking about later because I'm currently using a private node. More on that later. Okay, so what's the next stage? After the mempool stage, the transaction will then move on to the miners, and this is where transactions are processed, and let's call this time taken B. And this time taken B is basically how fast your transaction is picked up by miners. And all of this is determined by gas and priority. And this is the stage where the nodes or private nodes cannot help. This is where miners will always pick up higher offers earlier compared to those that have lower priority and gas settings. And therefore, your transaction will likely depend for a longer time if you have lower gas settings. And after that, the miners will then determine whether your transaction is successful or failed. So this is just the main gist of it. And so in this episode, I will share with you guys private nodes which are actually free, or you can just pay a little bit more to have your own private node. So in this episode, I want you guys not to use the public node anymore, but instead find another node so that there'll be less congestion and it will definitely help in your transaction speed. I want to share with you guys two private nodes which are pretty reliable and very quick. Okay, so the node I want to share with you guys is called Alchemy. Alchemy, I've used it for the past 15 days or so, and I think it's pretty good. You can get it for free. Just click get started for free, just sign up. These are just the 3 simple steps you need to do. You just need to create a free Alchemy account, you create an API key, and then just click add to wallet in the dashboard, and that's about it. You can just follow these steps and that's all you need to do. Okay, so to add on previously, this is how your MetaMask look like in default, right? You will be using this Ethereum mainnet public node, and this is where changing of the nodes would help. If you just follow these steps, etc., you will then get this. You just need to click on your new node. I called it Alchemy, and that's it. and you're basically using a private node. And so whenever you mint something, you buy something, or you sell something, or you swap coins, etc., you'll be using this node instead of the public node, which would definitely increase your transaction speed. As simple as that. That's about it. But just a disclaimer, I'm using the paid version for the Alchemy because it is way faster as I have a private node. And if you combine this private node with a minting bot or a sniping bot, wow, it changes a lot of things and your transaction is way faster than everyone. It's insane. Okay, this is just an example. I was trying to snipe PXN during its minting phase below 2 ETH, okay, using a minting bot as well. And as you can see here, this is a diagram where a PXN selling for 1.5 ETH and there are 81 transactions on this specific PXN NFT because it's one of the lowest priced during that time. And so I managed to beat all 81 transactions using my minting bot combined with my own private node using the paid Alchemy. So this is the power of private node. The second private node that I heard about is called CMOC. I have not tried it yet as well, but I believe you can get it for free and there's a paid version as well. I have not tried it yet, but you can give it a test. But my recommendation is still Alchemy. And if you can, and if you have a minting bot or a sniping bot, I would suggest trying to get the paid version. I think you have to pay about 50 USD per month for the private node, but I assure you it is very useful. So that's about it. Hope you guys take something away from this video. In my next video, I'll be going through what people don't tell you about in the NFT space, and I'll be mainly talking about minting and sniping bots. So stay tuned for that. And also I have my own personal Discord group, and so if you want to know what I'm doing in the space, what are my goals, what I'm doing currently, do join it. I'll have the Discord link down in the description box below, and I may or may not limit to 100 members in the Discord group. I just want to keep it small. I don't want it to grow so big, you know. And so yeah, do join if you want to. Currently there's about 30 plus members so far. And yeah, and remember, the markets are always here, but your capital may not. Peace.